Hello everybody and welcome to Wrestling Showdown here on the W3L network. Back after a week's holiday. Come on, we're entitled to one, aren't we? Of course we are. But we are coming back with an absolute doozy of a match that I'll tell you about in just a second. It's a match that is going to directly affect our biggest event, the Wrestlution 13, which is frankly on the horizon. I'll be telling you more about that in the weeks to come, and of course on our social media platforms as well, so stay tuned to all of those. Wrestlution 13 will be sponsored by our good friends at Crafty Connoisseur, who sponsor all of our events this year, so thank you so much to them. And if you are somebody who would like to sponsor a W3L event, please get in touch with us. We'll tell you how you can make that dream become a reality. Now, Wrestlution 13, the main event is currently scheduled to be the W3L Heavyweight Champion Tenacious Johnny Lyons taking on the 7 Deadly Sins winner, the original Craig Stevens. But thrown into the mix is the merchandise Mike Musso. He has a rematch clause from last year's Wrestlution that he's never cashed in, and he intends to use that in the main event of Wrestlution 13. So what he has done is he has challenged the aforementioned original Craig Stevens to a last man standing match. If Mike Musso wins this contest, Stevens is out of Wrestlution and it's Musso versus Lyons 1-on-1. If Craig Stevens wins, then he gets another victory over Mike Musso, and it's still going to be the triple threat match that currently it's scheduled on being in the main event of Wrestlution 13. There's a lot to play for, as well of course as all the animosity between Stevens and Musso. I'm sure you've seen it. All the matches they've had, the concussions, this, that and the other. There's a lot of bad blood between both men. Can one ring contain it? I frankly don't think that it can. But let's find out as we go down to ringside to witness the merchandise Mike Musso taking on the original Craig Stevens in a last man standing match.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce, and we have got a last man standing match here for you on Wrestling Showdown this week. The man in the blue tights is the merchandise Mike Musso, and he is taking on the man in the khaki and black shorts, that being the original Craig Stevens. Now of course at stake is Wrestlution 13's main event. As you I'm sure know, if you watched our 7 Deadly Sins network special that went up not all that long ago, the original Craig Stevens won the toughest tournament in all of professional wrestling, defeating Taylor Bryden in, yes, a last man standing match. And it was Mike Musso who almost immediately got in touch with W3L and indeed Craig Stevens and said, hold on a second, I want to be in the main event of Wrestlution. I'm just trading forearms here. Last year at Wrestlution 12, Musso lost the heavyweight championship to Tenacious Johnny Lyons, who still holds it. And Musso never cashed in his rematch, so he said, I'm going to cash it in. It's going to be me, Stevens and Lyons in the main event. However, he challenged Stevens to this match here this week on Showdown, this last man standing match. And if Musso wins this contest, then it's fine. He's staying where he is, and Wrestlution is a triple threat. If Stevens beats Musso, easy picture picked him up there, then Musso's out of the main event, and it's Stevens versus Lyons 1-on-1. And Musso charges across and just lodges him to the floor. Now remember, a last man standing match, there's no pinfalls, no submissions, no disqualifications and no countouts. Pretty much anything can happen. All you need to do is prevent your opponent from getting back to their feet before the count of 10. If neither man gets up for the count of 10, the match is over. Musso just launching himself off the ring apron. This match is liable to spill in the building, as we can see. Craig Stevens, Russian leg sweep right into the ring apron. Now that's going to seriously hurt Musso's lower back, because that's where the edges of the metal beams and boards stick out. Oh, and a body slam on the floor. Craig Stevens, incredibly powerful, and he's just got better and better. Certainly in the past 12 months, I think he's at his absolute peak just now. So strong, so cunning as well, and I mean, you don't just win 7 Deadly Sins, you survive it. And it was Craig Stevens indeed survived the toughest tournament in all of pro wrestling. He's overcoming bad boy Liam Thompson in the semi-final submission match in controversial fashion. I thought it's Craig Stevens for you. He's got, has he got hold of Musso, just position him, and runs him into the post. That's twice now. Oh wait, go for it again. 3 times now Musso's back is connected with the ring. And again, if you know your W3L history, Musso's had back problems before. Even if you hadn't, that's going to hurt. Oh, and a vertical suplex on the concrete. Now bear in mind, there's no mats and there's no padding. This is a thick concrete floor. It's normally an ice rink, and there's no ice in it just now, but the floor is rock solid. If you're playing the count. Every time one of the wrestlers leaves their feet, the referee will start the count to 10, and as long as they keep getting back up, the match will continue. So Musso has been rammed the ring apron on the side of the ring. He's been put in the post a couple of times, body slammed and suplex on that floor. Craig Stevens is trying to position Musso where he wants him. And these fans hiding the chair. He wanted to put Musso in the chair, and these fans keep moving it. It shows you Musso's popularity, I guess. The referee just trying to get everybody away from harm's way. Oh, and Stevens! That time that Stevens had to spend getting the chair, and obviously arguing with these fans, that's benefited Mike Musso, and he was able to catapult Craig Stevens face first into the chair. It's the first time Stevens has had that count applied to him. Again, anything is liable to happen. We'll do our best to keep up with what's going on. We'll do our best to follow the contest. Now he's just climbing up the ring apron. Stevens in a chair. And that fan's reaction says it all. Musso with a body press off the apron. Again, that's the length you're going to have to go to. Mike Musso has won 7 Deadly Sins before, so he does know what it takes, though he's not won it in a while. And he and Craig Stevens competed earlier this year in a no disqualification match, if you remember that one. It was quite the contest. So these two men are no strangers to breaking at the hardware, getting their hands on some plunder. He's heading around the building and it's perfectly legal. We'll do our best to follow what's going on. Obviously every single fan wants to get a good view. Oh, and Mike Musso gets dropped right on the barrier. And the most delicate part of him lands on it. And he's technically not off his feet. And he is now. Stevens applying some stomps. He's a vicious man, as Craig Stevens, particularly when he's riled. And he's on a wave of enthusiasm, and you know, he's feeling unbeatable because he won 7 Deadly Sins. He's proven himself to be quite the force in W3L. He's got his first ever Wrestlution main event coming up. Will it be him versus Johnny Lyons one-on-one? And oh, reversal by Musso. Will Mike Musso be in the mix? I don't know. Craig Stevens, I think, flying over the barrier. Musso's standing in it now. Where is Stevens? He's just biding his time. And drops down upon the original. Again, apologies, it's not entirely easy to see, but the nature of the match makes it that way, I'm afraid. You saw Craig Stevens get launched back over that wooden barrier. And remember, Stevens, when he landed on that thick, solid concrete floor. So that's like double damage. Oh, Musso going up high again. And drops the elbow, throwing caution to the wind. And giving it a cry to osteoporosis, no doubt. Referee applying the count. Of course, tenacious Johnny Lyons will be watching this match closely. He is the current W3L heavyweight champion. and will hope to be heading to Wrestlution with that title. Of course, the way things are set, of course, if Lions were to lose the championship sometime between now and Wrestlution, which is entirely possible, then the new champion would be slotted in to face whoever it is. Certainly Craig Stevens, irrespective of the victory in this contest. Win, lose or draw, Stevens is off to Wrestlution, but it will remain to be seen whether or not Mike Musso will be joining him. That's tentatively the plan. Craig Stevens being bounced off that ring apron. Going back in the ring. Maybe Musso climbing upstairs again. No string caution at the end. Oh, Craig Stevens! What lovely agility. Single-footed dropkick caught Musso in the face. And Musso's a tall man when you consider how high you are when you're up the turnbuckles. That's pretty impressive from Craig Stevens. He's physically really impressive. His attitude is horrible, but physically he's got everything you would need. He's brawling right round this building. Those thick perspex boards, just so the spectators don't get hit with the hockey puck. Just grab Musso. And a back suplex right into those boards. There's not a lot of giving them at all. They're designed to recoil any object hitting against them. You can also not break either. Musso took effectively a back suplex right into them. And Stevens is standing over, goading him, bad mouthing him, telling him to stay down. Musso apparently getting back to his feet. And it's not just because of Wrestlution, that is obviously his focus, and of course that is coming up in only a couple of months' time. Before him goes the bag. But it's because every single fan wants him to win this match. Stevens doesn't have a lot of supporters. Again, his attitude makes that fairly obvious as to why. So for all his supporters, Mike Musso wants to win this contest. He wants to get the victory. But it's a last man standing match. Craig Stevens has proved he can do the job in a last man standing match. He beat Taylor Bride, remember. Power slammed him through 2 chairs. And if he's willing to do that to win 7 Deadly Sins, what is he willing to do to Mike Musso here this week in Wrestling Showdown? What is Stevens planning now? He's trying to... Is he going to pick up Musso? I mean, I think he could do it. He's strong enough. Musso... hang on. And Craig Stevens crashing down. Musso uses that move, that back suplex lift at the powerbomb, from just standing. And he did it off the middle rope. Craig Stevens' body is going to be in absolute agony. He'll have had all the breath knocked out his lungs. And insult is about to be added to injury. Mike Musso pulling something new out of his bag of tricks, landing a frog splash. You know that somewhere up above, Art Bar, the Love Machine, is smiling on that one. And Craig Stevens, he is bent over, he's rolled to his front, he's writhing in pain, he may have shattered some ribs, he may be hurt, he may be sore. He's going to get up before the count of 10. Up to 5. He's not really making a motion for getting up. You really need to get up as soon as you can, because of course if you think, oh, I'll take as much as 10 count as possible, all it takes is a split second. If you fail to get up, the match will be over. Well, he's up, but look at the way he's holding on the ropes. Musso's done some serious damage to him, and it's like Musso's got a second wind. The new view of the energy going through his body. Stevens up. And Craig Stevens escaped the blunt force trauma. And to be fair, he applied some blunt force trauma to, well, you could see where. That's twice Musso's landed there. He's going to need a warm bath after this one, I think. And Musso bent double. Normally you'd be disqualified outright for that kind of thing, but now, in this match, anything goes. And Craig Stevens with a chair. I mentioned before he power slammed Taylor Bride into a chair. And now he just breaks it across the back of Musso. I mean, thankfully it isn't broken, but something in Mike Musso's spine might be, I don't know. And this is again perfectly legal. It may be immoral, it may not be, you know, in the spirit of fair play, but it's perfect within the rules such as they are in this contest. Literally, if you cannot get up before the count of 10, you're done. Stevens saying stay down, and once more with the chair, and see the way Musso crumbled. He didn't just fall over, he crumbled. I mean, his back's going to be sore anyway. He broke at that frog splash that he's never done before. He's been hit with the chair a couple of times. He's been back suplexed into the perspex boards. At 5, he's clutching his back, he's crawling. And Craig Stevens just waiting for him, biding his time, poised. And yet another chair shot. That was to the upper back, and that chair may have caught Mike Musso in the back of the skull. Remember, the edge of the chair is it's tubular, and it's a thick metal tube, because obviously it has to be a solid enough frame to be able to support somebody's weight. So he just jabs it right in the Musso's throat, trying to cut the air at his lungs. Now again, technically you can't be DQ'd for this, but surely the referee has a moral obligation to make sure that we don't have a fatality in this contest. Stevens just throttling Mike Musso, and Mike Musso got out the only way he knew how, and that's by raising those long legs of his and kicking Craig Stevens where the sun thankfully doesn't shine very often. And now both men are going to have a voice that's at least 1 octave higher come the morning. And Mike Musso just being choked, asphyxiated with that chair across the throat. Again, you can't really disqualify somebody, but there has to be a limit as to how much the referee can let go in this type of situation. Both men down, referee applying the count. I imagine if neither man gets up in time, that Stevens, by virtue of his victory at 7 Deadly Sins, will be heading on to Wrestlution on his own. Up to 8. Oh, and Musso, both went for the chair. Both men went for the chair, and Musso got it first. And gives it to Craig Stevens, but not the way that the original wanted. Again, at the back of both men's minds is Wrestlution, but uppermost right now is getting through this one. Musso retaliating with that chair shot. They both went for the chair. Musso's a little steadier on his feet, somehow just got it and brained Craig Stevens with it. Craig Stevens very slow to get up. And what a thud. The sound of that chair reverberated on again. And Musso, I think he's had just about enough. All the stuff Stevens has done to him, all the anger, the frustration coming out of Musso, just smashing Stevens with some chairs, and he's continuing it. Looks like Musso's seeing red, just smashing down on Craig Stevens. Lee's going to end up breaking the chair, and the referee trying to tell Musso to calm himself down, because this is just completely out of hand. This isn't the sort of conduct you expect from Mike Musso. Now look at this, he's the same thing to Stevens as Stevens did to him. And I think this shows the frustration Musso's been feeling, how important this match at Wrestlution is, how much his war with Craig Stevens has gone to him. Remember the concussion Stevens got him. I'm surprised not seen a rematch, or a repeat I should say, of that. And a barrage of chair shots, and Stevens, I mean, his whole body must be painful. He must be throbbing in agony. And Musso was out of his beloved W3L for a while after Stevens ran him head first into the post. And he did it twice, remember, that's how he beat him in the first show of the 7 Deadly Sins. And Stevens, his body somewhat limp, goes up. Blunt force trauma right into the chair, face first. That's Musso's move. And he sits in the turnbuckle to survey the damage, and I think also to stop himself from falling over. Trying to gain a bit of a rest, give his legs a rest. Referee counting. Up to 5. Craig Stevens is not moving. 7. We're at 8. Will the original get up? Can he do it? He doesn't. Mike Musso defeats the original Craig Stevens, last man standing. And this means our main event for Wrestlution 13 sees tenacious Johnny Lyons defending the W3L Heavyweight Championship against the original Craig Stevens and the merchandise Mike Musso in a triple threat match.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It has become concrete with that victory over the original Craig Stevens, and frankly, it was no easy task, was it? The merchandise Mike Musso will definitely be in the main event of Wrestlution 13 alongside the original Craig Stevens, both men challenging the current W3L Heavyweight Champion tenacious Johnny Lyons for their aforementioned championship. It's obviously dependent on whether or not Lyons retains the championship up to Wrestlution. I guess we'll find out what happens in the weeks to come. But currently, Wrestlution 13, it will be the heavyweight title on the line in a triple threat match. That is worth the price of admission alone, quite frankly. And of course, speaking of Wrestlution, let me once again thank the amazing Crafty Connoisseur for sponsoring that event. Indeed, every single W3L event this year. We really couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much, guys. Please show them some love and tell them that we said hello. Now, if you are itching to become part of Wrestlution, then you need to stay tuned to all of our social media platforms, of course, right here on the W3L network. We'll tell you where, we'll tell you when, we'll tell you how to get tickets in the not too distant future, and you really want to be getting prepared for this, because Wrestlution 13 is going to be unlucky for somebody. Who will it be? Will it be Mike Musso, Craig Stevens, Johnny Lyons? Anything is possible. Trust me, you want to be there. Remember to hit up our website, it's w3lwrestling.com. You should sign yourself up to the mailing list, because you'll often get notifications sent straight to your email inbox before they get announced online. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, join us over on Instagram, subscribe to this very YouTube channel, and make sure that you stay up to date with all the goings on in and around W3L, because of course Wrestlution 13 is on the horizon. Everybody wants to be part of it. We'll be announcing matches, things will be happening in the run up to it, so you don't want to miss anything. So stay tuned to all of those social media platforms, and then come back here in 7 days time. I will bring you another top quality contest, just like always, and I'll bring you more information as we head towards Wrestlution season right here on Wrestling Showdown.